which is amazing, and I have never heard of a documentary film with this type of messaging. Good morning everybody, welcome back to Zevaulia with me Zeva. I'm taking a lovely morning stroll. The weather is very nice and fresh today, and as I have been walking around for nearly half an hour, I've been thinking about all the eco-conscious and also eco-initiatives that have been going on across the country, across Indonesia, and globally as well, but specifically in Indonesia. And I've been wanting to share about a few initiatives and movements by Indonesian celebrities. Of course, when we talk about celebrities, they have a very big platform, a very big span of audience to reach out to, and I think that it'll be great to also share with my audience what these celebrities have been doing, just to inspire all of us that green initiatives, green movements, eco-living is totally achievable and implementable in our daily lives. So if you want to know who these chosen inspiring celebrities are, keep on watching and I will see you in a bit. Okay, let's start. The first Indonesian celebrity that I want to highlight is Nicholas Saputra. Nicholas is an actor, model, but he also has an architect background, an architect academic degree. However, what I want to highlight from his portfolio is him being the producer of Tanahir Films. So Tanahir Films is based in Jakarta, and what they do is they create empowering videos, empowering feature films, documentaries, and short films that has a relation with the issues of culture, ethnicity, and even environmental issues. Aside to the fact that he is one of the producers of Tanahir Films, he also has a personal interest towards environmental issues, specifically elephant conservation and also climate change, and this does show through the films that he has made. But I also want to show you an upcoming documentary that him and his team has made, which is amazing, and I have never heard of a documentary film with this type of messaging. Recently, Tanahir Films pre-launched a special documentary that they made called Semesta, Islands of Faith. And this documentary is supported by Indonesia's KLHK, or the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, and also the EU delegation in Indonesia. What makes this documentary really special and unique is that it tries to blend in the values of religion and faith with environmental issues, and how these three things can correlate together and mesh together really well. Why? Because Semesta, it touches climate change issues in Indonesia through the lenses of 7 representatives of 7 belief systems, or 7 faiths, 7 religions, from 7 provinces in Indonesia. So you will be taken across 7 of our provinces, its landscapes, its culture, its tradition, its religion, its faith-based systems, and how each of these societies, these communities, solve environmental issues that are thrusted upon them. So Indonesians, look forward to the 30th of January 2020 for this documentary, Semesta, Islands of Faith. And for everyone else across the world, who knows, this will be screened in film festivals, and you can really see how these 3 factors mesh together through the landscapes and the beauty of the Indonesian culture. And by the way, this movie has caught global attention, global traction through the COP25 in Madrid, Spain, because that is where Nicholas Saputra himself explained to a global audience through the Indonesian pavilion about this upcoming documentary. And personally, I also believe that films is a great way to push for greater awareness and greater realization among people, because it is something that is visual, interesting, entertaining, relatable, and hopefully mind-opening. The next Indonesian celebrity who is also an environmental activist is Nadine Chandrawinata. Nadine is an actress, model, ambassador, former beauty pageant contestant. Nadine is the founder of Seasoldier, an environmental care movement starting from self-action. The co-founder of Seasoldier is Dini, who I recently met, and they are amazing. Seasoldier has 14 branches across Indonesia, and they have evolved and grown throughout the past few years. They do a lot of grassroots initiatives, not only becoming speakers in various events, but actually driving communities, driving people and volunteers to implement their vision and making Indonesia more sustainable. Even though the name is Sea Soldiers, their activities is not entirely focused only on marine ecosystems or the sea, but anything else surrounding that ecosystem that impacts it, they also try to tackle. Because as we know, everything has a cause and effect. There is an action and a reaction. Whatever you do, there is somebody or something that will be impacted by your actions down the line. This is how they build their mission and vision. Some examples of the programs that they hold, for example, are workshops. So for these workshops, they either implement it themselves or they have an implementing partner that works with them. For example, there's hydroponic workshops, waste management workshops for various types of people, teaching them how to manage waste better. They also have beach cleanups activities and also planting various types of trees that can protect the environment and also the marine coastal ecosystem. They hold a lot of education outreach and also eco competitions and crowdfunding from people, from society at large, because of course to make these movements you need funds to support them, right? They create eco festivals and create discussion forums or become involved in these various discussion forums out there. They also sell their own merch where its proceeds will go to their causes, and even collab or do lots of collaboration with various other eco-enthusiasts out there in Indonesia and beyond. And what I really appreciate about Seasoldier is, as an organization, they are very sustainable, they keep at it, and they do their activities consecutively, which is not always easy to make programs that will last. And so far, they have stood strong and implemented their activities and impacting many people throughout Indonesia across 14 cities. And personally, I have also met Nadine, and I can tell that she is a woman with passion and vision. So that is something that is really inspiring for us to learn from. The third Indonesian celebrity that I would like to highlight, who is also an environmental activist, is Hamish Daud Wyllie. Hamish, he is an actor, a model, and he also has an architect, educational, or academic background. But he is very widely involved now in various eco initiatives. He is one of the founders of Indonesian Ocean Pride, who has a tagline, "Connecting Hearts and Pride to the Indonesian Ocean." IOP recently collaborated with Danone, and their program has 3 pillars, which are education, innovation, and collection. And this program that they're implementing together is on waste management issues. So they are currently working on waste management subjects in 1,000 schools, and they also aim to enter the national education curricula about waste management issues. This kind of rings a bell because in the past I also managed a project about the green education curricula, specifically in Bali, so that really does ring a bell for me, and I know how important it is to integrate and also embed green education within the national curricula in Indonesia and other countries too who haven't done so. A few years ago, I met Hamish in Bali for one of UN Environment's Clean Seas campaign. I was also working in a certain organization that worked with the UN environment, and he was there as well as one of the ambassadors, and I can see how much passionate he is about environmental issues, and thus he established IOP with other founders, which is a really great move. Indonesia has a lot of land and ocean or seas issues, and initiatives like this really do help to mitigate these problems. IOP, they do a lot of educational outreach via multimedia and also grassroots programs. They also do a lot of cross-sector collaboration. For example, recently a really cool cross-sector collaboration that they did is making an app, a waste management app with Octopus ID or Octopus Indonesia. So this is a waste management app that has a pilot project in Makassar. They also have a YouTube channel, they do photo contests, and they also sell merchandise, which of course the proceeds will go to their causes. They also do conservation initiatives for sustainable industries, which is super important. They also educate about waste management activities in tourism destinations across the country. In line with its name, Indonesian Ocean Pride, they also have marine ecosystem projects. Hamish himself, he is also invited to various speaking events on behalf of the organization. Last but not least, our Indonesian celebrity who is also an environmental activist is Nadia Hutagalung. Nadia, she is a media personality, an actress, a model. She was also MTV Asia's VJ or video jockey. And currently, she is UN Environment's Goodwill Ambassador. In the past with WWF, she launched a campaign called Let Elephants Be Elephants. That campaign pledges people to not buy or purchase ivory tusks, specifically for the Asian or Southeast Asian market, and from various sources of ivory tusks, whether it's from Asia or from Africa. She is also one of the directors of Green School Bali, and I have actually met Nadia when I also met Hamish at a UN Environment event called Clean Seas Campaign. Currently, as one of UN Environment's Goodwill Ambassadors, I noticed that she is very highly involved in wildlife conservation, specifically orangutans and also elephants, and she has a special concern and special focus towards the Sumatra island of Indonesia, because Sumatra, as I know of, is very rich in flora and fauna, and there are various issues that is going on over there, and we need a lot of extra protection for our wildlife in Sumatra. As a Goodwill Ambassador, of course, she is involved in various circles trying to find sustainable solutions through multi-stakeholder collaborations. One recent one that she did was launched in Bangkok with UN Environment called Sea of Solutions. You see, every initiative, every move, every discussion, every implementation, every project is important to keep the wave going, to keep people realizing how important it is for us to really take care of the environment and realize that everything that we do, every business as usual, every activity that we do does impact the environment, which also will impact us. So whatever you do, don't let anybody discount it. And if there are people out there that discount your efforts in trying to make this life more greener, more sustainable for all, who cares? Close both ears and go on with what you do, because these things are super important. These initiatives are super important to be pushed forwards. So those are 4 Indonesian celebrities who are also environmental activists. Are you inspired yet? Or even more inspired than you are before? See you in the next video. Bye!